Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look at another replay, which will be the second 1v1 replay against SoulsKeeper. And as you can see, this will be the first replay that will be played on a different map than Darkside Forest. And this will be actually a custom map created by maybe next time, I believe. It's actually a remake of a StarCraft 1 map. And as you can see, it's called Larva. It's a 1v1 map for 2 players, so nothing too crazy, but there is many expansion options. You can also attack. Of course, there is one entrance to the main base, but there are 2 entrances to the second base, and then there is many more expansions as I mentioned, so this will be really interesting. Also, as you can see, the gold in each gold field is a little bit lowered, so that can also affect the way you play this, but we are going to see how we execute this. As I said, it's against SoulsKeeper again, 75% game speed. And we'll see what races we play. I play Beast again, I mean the same as I played in the first game against SoulsKeeper, and he is playing Empire actually in this game, so this will be interesting. We also had Spectator Legit. I don't know if there was another Spectator or if it's just not bugged, but saying that there is also player 4. Of course, standard opener, going on gold really quickly. We'll see if he goes for quick expansion. As I said, I don't remember exactly. It's already been some time when we played this, but a nice thing about this map that was added here by the creator, there is time or timer up here, so you can see how long the game went for. This can definitely be useful if you are trying to learn a strategy that you see somewhere. Then of course you can look at the time when the player you are trying to learn from did something, and then you can check at what time you did it in your game and maybe compare that, try to adjust something. Yeah, of course, standard opener, stable and arena, trying to block this path. I also built the stable on the top because I think it's a little bit safer here. They can only attack it from this small space. They will probably have siege units from here, so always building the more tanky arena in a more vulnerable spot. That is a really easy expansion, super close, but you have to still keep in mind that they can of course attack from here, but also from this area from the left, so it's not that safe, but it's definitely an option, even though neither of us actually went for the expansion. But as you can see, he's building a little bit in the front, like this semi-fort base, trying to protect this entrance to probably expand here really soon after that. I was pretty sure, or I am pretty sure that I was really aware of this, and I knew he was probably going to build this semi-fort base and try to expand quickly, but I didn't want to actually raise him on that. I didn't know his race, for example. I'm pretty sure about that, so if he was, for example, fallen, he would probably go for immediate expansion without even a front base, so I didn't really want to raise him on resources. Or potentially risk the fact that I built a front base here and then he runs from this side and actually attacks my main town without any protection. So I just played it safely, built this backspace, this defense in the back that will actually protect my main town. And then I went for a really quick scouting with my warrior to check the map. Of course, if I see expansion here, I will either do a quick rush, which I'm not really set up for, so I will rather just do a timing push probably. And if he doesn't have expansion here, then I can just play with that, maybe even try something interesting. As you can see, I'm going with this minion, probably to this corner, and going for a secret expansion again, which I also did against SoulsKeeper in the previous game. So this is actually, as you can see, this is something I really like to do against SoulsKeeper, because I already know his playstyle. And actually I'm pretty sure I know playstyle of most of the players, so I will definitely not do the same strategy against everyone. But against SoulsKeeper I really like to do these secret expansions, because the weakness I found on him is that he doesn't do too good of a job with scouting. As you can see, I definitely checked this corner, because even though I went for this and it worked for me, he could have still done the same. I wasn't expecting it, but still checked just to make sure. And right now I will of course get a huge resource advantage. He's also going for a push with swordsman here, but I have this really strong position where he can only fight this warrior with one swordsman at a time if I micromanage this correctly. I can also use my Borons later if I need to. Also, of course, he could have taken all of these swordsmen and just run into this corner and destroy my expansion and then go for his own, and he would gain a huge advantage, but fortunately for me, he didn't go for that. Right now I'm just going for a Dark Archer and Goblin Hut, also Bestiary just to go for Trolls and Goblin Riders really quickly, because I know that I will have resources for that really soon. He's just spamming more swordsmen, making even a temple, still not finishing or actually placing his expansion. Even made a tower back here, even though it's not upgraded yet. So as you can see, he's pushing here. He will definitely destroy the stables. Stables are really squishy building. But once he pushes this, he will have to face my Borons, which he definitely won't be able to push through, even though I have only one warrior here, but I'm also producing another one, making a Goblin Hunter in the back, and even bringing my minions here, which I think was not the smartest move. If it forced him back, even though he shouldn't have run away, he should have definitely killed something here. But it just slowed me down. I think I could have just stayed here with my Borons and it would probably work fine still. But I will just rebuild my stables really quickly, make the Bestiary, and he will probably just run back because he doesn't want to push this. And if he comes back, I will already have my Goblin Riders ready, and of course that will be able to hold him back easily. My expansion is already finished, so I'm just spamming minions there. You can see he's even trying to block this entrance with a farm. However, there is still a small gap below the farm where I can still enter with my warrior. Actually, as you can see, I was even going to his main town with my warrior to scout there, and now you will see that I will just easily pass through this area, even though he built the farm there, so that's not a problem for me. Now he's pushing with the swordsman, but he for some reason splits them into two groups of 4. So I just totally damaged 4 of them, and the second half of his army was just standing back there, so he needed to retreat. Right now I have strong enough army to repel his whole army, so he has no chance to actually push me, and since he is not really scouting the map, he doesn't know where to go, so he just returns home to heal. Of course, he's also going for expansion, so he probably thinks that since I made a closed base, it's also like a physical game. I mean, not physical, like mental game, psychological game, where I'm just showing that, look, I have a closed base, I'm playing really defensively, I'm leaving you the whole map open, you can do whatever you want. So now he thinks that I don't have expansion, I'm playing really defensively, and if he goes for expansion, he can also play defensively and he will gain an advantage. But the fact, he doesn't really know about the fact that I created a secret expansion here in the corner, which is actually giving me the advantage that he thinks he has. So right now it's definitely really worth it for me to stay defensive. I already have basically full minions in its expansion on gold, just need to fill in the gems mine, and before he finishes this and actually start using it, I will gain a huge advantage, and then it will be really easy for me to push him. As you can see, I already have 2 trolls, so I could even already start pushing. He has only swordsman. This is also really weird. He's actually researching resurrection before making a single priest. He could at least be producing some priest in the barracks. He has definitely gems for that. I don't really understand this, but okay. He's also going for gnome workshop, a little bit more in the back, probably not really needed, but want to have it safe probably. Now also trying to close this with another farm. I think my warrior either died here to the swordsman or just retreated home, but probably died. I don't see a single warrior anyway right now, anywhere. He has of course stone keep, not really going for castle yet, which probably makes sense. Now he's pushing with the swordsman. As you can see, he just spent 150 gold and gems on an upgrade of the resurrection, and still is not producing a single priest, even though it doesn't cost basically any gold and he has ton of gems. So I really don't understand this, but okay. Of course, he's now making peasants for his expansion. I'm not sure if these are also going here, but probably yes. He should definitely queue a little bit more of them. And he's still not scouting the map, just taking like 15 swordsmen or something and rushing with all of them to my town. But as you can see, I have this huge army that will totally destroy even twice the amount of swordsmen. So he of course will need to run back. Now he saw my huge army and he needs to react to it somehow, but I mean, what can he do right now? He should definitely start producing catapults, which he's not even doing, even though he still has resources for that. Now he finally made 2 priests at least, but he definitely still should spend more resources. He's making a gnome alchemist, maybe trying to go for some steam birds, but those will die to these huge amounts of goblin riders anyways. He doesn't even have blacksmiths to actually produce some pikemen or something to counter this. Or maybe actually he could at least make an arc to drop some swordsmen or pikemen on my trolls, but he also doesn't have that. Now he's not even producing another catapult. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what he's doing right now. He has a ton of resources, 600 of each resource, which is really a lot. You can spend this on a full group of different units. And he has population, even though not too much. He still has 11 population free. And he is not really working on an expansion or anything that is already done. He's building like 1 building or 2 buildings. So I'm not really sure what his... what is really taking his attention in this situation, but the fact that he's not spending so many resources for so long was definitely not helping him, even though, of course, to defeat this he would need a huge army that he cannot accumulate at this point anymore. I also finished the alchemist and it's not really using it for anything. No upgrades in it, no steam birds, so I'm also not sure what was the intention with that. Yeah, so I'm just standing in the back, of course just sieging him with my trolls. Bringing more units from the home, as you can see, even though I'm fighting there. I'm still maintaining production in all of my buildings. Making sure I don't have more than 500 gold. Most of the time, of course, sometimes it can go over that if I try to micromanage. As you can see, I went over 500 and immediately spent all of it. During that I'm sieging this. I will find this tower, but since it's not upgraded, I will probably just destroy it with my melee units or goblin riders that have shorter range than towers. Yeah, as you can see, I'm also making some upgrades in Weapon Master. And he's just accumulating more and more resources without making a single unit. As you can see, he's even making building another gnome workshop, even though he already has one. And was not producing in it for such a long time. Actually making 2 more gnome workshops. Not making any farms, even though he doesn't have population now. Of course, this is the worst position you can be in with full army of melee units. Because I have full army of ranged units and we are in a super small space where I can just shoot him with all of my units at once. While he can do basically nothing, just fighting with 3 swordsmen. Now he has that 1 steam bird, but as I said, it will be no problem for my goblin riders once I actually start attacking him. Yeah, I even made some warriors just to have a little bit stronger front line. There is 1 fully upgraded tower, but that will die really easily to my trolls. Or just basically anything that goes there. I even brought some barons just to heal my army if needed, or I can just mount my goblin hunters there if they lost their barons. And he calls it GG and leaves. So yeah, this was a really simple game, once again won on a secret expansion and also like semi-timing push, but mainly this was about the scouting, where I just made sure he was not expanding anywhere. And of course I was also counting on the fact that I knew that he was probably not gonna scout the map too well, which allowed me to make the secret expansion. Yeah, of course also army that countered his swordsman really easily, so really good kill ratio here. 3 researches, only lost 1 building, which was the stable there, and resources. Yeah, not too big of an advantage, but still definitely I spent more gems than he gathered, so definitely also helped me a lot, but of course he was not spending the gems too much since he was only making swordsman for the most time. So yeah, really nice game. I hope you learned something from it again, and next time we will take a look at the last replay against SoulsKeeper, then we have 1 replay against Suvek, and then we will move to 2v2 replays. So yeah, thanks for watching and take care guys.